Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. And welcome to Visible Women on LinkedIn Season 5, episode number 3. Okay. This is going to be a good night. It is always a good night with Visible Women on LinkedIn. In case you don't know what Visible Women in LinkedIn is all about, this is a show where I interview, or rather have conversations with some awesome women who are building their brands and their businesses on LinkedIn. So they've been inspiring, they've been motivating, they've been interesting, fascinating, all kinds of the ins. That's what we've been having on this show, all the good ins, and tonight is not going to be any different because I do have an awesome guest with us tonight that I'm going to introduce to you shortly. But listen, in case you don't know who I am, my name is Mildred Talabi, and I am a LinkedIn visibility coach. I specialize in working with female leaders and business owners to build an authentic personal brand through being visible on LinkedIn. What does being visible mean? It means being seen, heard, and remembered. And that's what we want, right? We want to be seen, we want to be heard, and we want to be remembered. And actually, that ties in really nicely with what I'm going to be talking about today with my guest. But we will get to that shortly, because if you are tuning in, I want you to let me know in the comments if you're tuning in, because if you joined us for this week, and this show, season 5, is the final season of what we started this in November 2020, and we've had 4 great seasons, and this is the 5th one. We're doing it all week long, every day this week at 7 p.m. GMT, 1 p.m. I hope I got them the right way around, right? 1 p.m. Central Time and 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We are right here having these conversations all this week. So I definitely want you to join in. Now, and if you are joining in, I want you to say hello. We're streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So whichever platform you're on, I want you to say hello to me and let me know where in the world you're from. I already see my Facebook people. Hi, Disha. Disha is here from Facebook and she is saying hello. Good to see you, Disha. Thanks for joining us again. Now, LinkedIn, we've been having trouble streaming to LinkedIn and that pulling through the comments. So my LinkedIn people, if you are here, I want you to let me know in the comments. And if I'm not replying directly, it means I have to switch my screens, because the means we're still having problems on StreamYard. And I can see that we are. But Gula is live because I can see that on LinkedIn and not on StreamYard. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. Liz Everett says, and Stills is amazing, so good to have you with us, Liz. Cass is here, Carrie is here, Jeff Taylor is here. Good to have you all with us tonight. You are in for a treat. And yes, I do agree that my guest is amazing, and I'm gonna introduce her just shortly. So if you are watching, or even if you're watching a replay, I want you to react to show that you're watching. So it's the only way I'm gonna know who's tuning in. If you're not leaving comments, the only way I'm gonna know. So please use any one of the reaction buttons you like to just show that you're tuning in, and then we're going to get straight into the show. So I am excited to introduce to you my guest for tonight, my guest and your guest. and feel free as we go along. I love the interaction. So if you've got any questions, please drop them in. If you've got any comments, drop them in. Any takeaways, aha moments, all of that stuff as it happens, go for it and drop it in on LinkedIn. Sonia is in the house, as in Cassandra from South Africa. Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. We are global people. We are all over the place, and it is wonderful. So today in tonight's conversation, I am talking to a really awesome lady. Now, I have got to give her the proper intro, because this is the truth. This is the truth about this lady. Her name is Anne Stills, and she is a personal branding coach and an image consultant at quite high level on both aspects. But she is the kind of person, she's currently my client. And I told the story on my LinkedIn about, in fact, the very first time I met Anne, there is something about her. She just carries this presence. I mean, she'll be in a room, whether in real life or virtual, and you just notice that she carries this presence about her. So I think she attended a masterclass that I did, and she just is like, who is this lady in this room? And she just has the thing about her. And when we started our coaching sessions, and I asked her, Anne, why is it that you you're always dressed up, you're always looking immaculate and perfect. And, do you ever have like off days, sweaty jump pants days? She's like, no, that is not, I don't, because this is who I am. So I want Anne to come and tell us more about exactly who she is and how our image and all of that lends to who we are and how we portray ourselves in the world. So drum your fingers, drum your keyboards, wherever you are in the world, to please help me welcome to the virtual stage of Visible Women on LinkedIn, Anne Steels. Anne, hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Mildred. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here, and I do appreciate the wonderful, amazing introduction. And thank you, and welcome to all of the guests that are out there. I did hear some names that I recognize. Liz Everett, I love you, Queen. And I think you said Jeff Taylor, who is a friend for many, 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 many years and knows me before I even started a career. So, welcome everyone.
Oh, fantastic. Maybe we should get Jeff to tell us some
Oh no!
insider secrets.
He knows me very, very, very well. He was on my journey in through corporate America. I mean, trust me, he can tell some stories, and he can
Oh,
also attest to the fact that, as you said, I'm always dressed up. He knows that this is who I am. This is who I've always been. As a teenager, as a 20-year-old going to flight attendant school. Jeff knows that this is who I am authentically.
I love it. I love it. And we're gonna dig into all of that. We're gonna find out exactly where all of this started for you. So, but a few more people. Liz says she's your biggest fan. Liz Everett. Vivian Singh is here with us as well.
Hi, Vivian.
So
Vivian is from Canada, Toronto. Hi, Vivian.
hey, and Donna's in the house, also from South Africa. So wonderful, wonderful. So Anne, where I like to start with these conversations is because, for most of us, what we're doing today is not always the same as what we wanted to do when we were much younger. Is that the case with you? What did you, little Anne, want to do with her life?
That's a really good question. Thank you so much for asking it. I, little Anne, well, first of all, I mean, I grew up looking at fashion magazines, my young little life, just flipping the pages, looking at the fashions, at the colors, at the silhouettes, at the clothes. And so I always knew that I wanted to do something in fashion. So I took a very long, long, long way around, but I did come back to it. But I did start in fashion in the retail industry, working for high-end luxury stores, department stores like Henry Vendel's, Neiman Marcus, South Fifth Avenue, all the high-end stores. I worked in those stores, so that trained my eye um, very, very keenly, very, very sharply, how to put together a look, how to put together a style on the person.
Okay, okay. Well, I know this from our conversations. I know that your mother was a dressmaker, right?
Yes,
So is that where the influence came from for you with the fashion?
it absolutely did. My mother, she didn't work outside of the home. When we were young, I mean, she made all of our clothes, and they were just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The fabrics, the colors, everything was absolutely beautiful. And so, because of that, I grew up as a girly girl. I only wanted to wear dresses. I didn't even want to wear pants. I mean, she really, really, really had to, really convince me to put on some pants. But yeah, it was certainly my mother's influence, and she dressed beautifully.
Okay. So and again, some more inside information. So your mom was a dressmaker, and then also I know you're quite used to the idea of your Sunday best because you used to go to church and you had to dress to the nines. Well, It's not so much in these modern churches,
No,
you
no,
know.
it's not. And again, that was my training as well. I grew up in church, going to church from a young child until my teenage years when I kind of sort of made my own decisions. But when we went to church, and it was twice a week, when we went to church, we dressed a certain way. And what I recognized at my young age, that when you put on certain clothes, particularly clothes where you're dressed up, you also comport and you act a certain way. You behave. You're different and you're special when you're dressed up. And people notice that and people appreciate that. And people smile and it makes you feel good and it makes other people feel good as well. And I learned that as a young person going to church, single digits, like 5 and 6 and 7. I learned that very, very well. I got it.
Okay, so there's the influence of, so you're small, you're growing up, there's this fashion magazines at home, and then your mum's a dressmaker and you're going to church, you're wearing your Sunday best. So it seems like your pathway was set from the beginning. Is that right?
It absolutely was. As you said, do I always dress up? It's so ironic because you call it dressing up, but I just call it getting dressed. It's me. It's authentically me. And when I work with clients, I find out who they are. I mean, it's the personality, of course, but I find out who they are, and then I help them to get dressed true to their authentic personality. And sometimes we have to elevate that, particularly now. People are quite casual, but still, once you find your authentic style, and there's so many different fashion styles. There's traditional, there's casual, there is elegant, there is artistic, there is dramatic. There's so many different styles that fit personality. So when I'm doing an image consultation, I mean, that's the first thing that we do. We do a style assessment.
Hmm. Okay, I absolutely have to share this from Jennifer. I'm guessing Jennifer Taylor Smith. She knows you well. She said, "So is it really true, Anne, that you don't own a pair of jeans and you've never owned a pair of jeans?"
Um, do I have to say that live? No, I don't own a pair of jeans. I'm sure that I wore jeans when I was very, very young. But as an adult, Jennifer and Jeffrey, I know that you know that you've never seen me in a pair of jeans.
What's so wrong about jeans, Anne?
There's absolutely nothing wrong about jeans. I love jeans. Love, love,
Mhm.
love jeans. They're so hip, they're so fresh, everything. But with my body type, someone that has, a round derriere, I didn't like the way they looked on me. And so, but that's really quite fashionable. And, that's the thing. But for me, that was partly the reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're not the only one. Deisha says no jeans. She doesn't wear jeans either. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So I love it. I love it. So jeans are not in your wardrobe, and I'm guessing sweatpants are not either.
No, I don't wear sweatpants. I honestly don't believe I have ever owned a pair of sweatpants. Um, but trust me, I do get casual. I do get very, very, very casual, but not with those type, not with jeans or with sweatpants.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll pump some more of your style in a minute. But okay. So going back to your path then, because you're into fashion, but somehow you ended up you worked in retail for a bit and did a number of things, and then you ended up as a flight attendant. Tell us about that transition.
Yes, yes. Well, I ended up as a flight attendant. That was actually something that happened by accident. I have a very, very good friend, old friend. We've been friends since probably about age 15. Her name is Patricia Pohill, and she tried out. She went to interview as a flight attendant, and so she was telling me. She said, And back in the day when we were flight attendants, they were looking for African American flight attendants. They were, African American male and females because there were not that many. And so there was an agency that the airline went to, and my friend, she found out. And so she told me. And so, I didn't think anything of it. I said, okay, I'll do it. That sounds like fun. But I was a little nervous because I am a very shy person at the time. And I said, oh my goodness. But I did go on the interview. And before I went on the interview, I realized that I had to have a certain mindset and that I had to act like someone that was outgoing, someone that was engaging. And I watched a lot of TV. I love, love, love TV, particularly old Hollywood. And I said, I'm going to act like an actress, somebody that is, you know, fun and engaging and outgoing. And so when I went on that first interview, that's exactly what I did. I was nervous the entire time, but that's what I did. I acted like a confident person, like an outgoing person, like somebody that was very, very comfortable in their skin and comfortable with anybody and everybody. And so I went on that first interview. And then there was a second group interview with multiple people. And then I had to steel myself again, take some breaths and act. And then I went through that. And then they flew me to Miami for a day to be interviewed with a panel of people. And so again, I had to act like an actress, a confident person. And I did, and it was fun, and I was, getting the hang of it, but still, I was so nervous and so shy inside.
Would you describe yourself as an introvert?
Without a doubt, I'm an introvert, extrovert. I don't know. I'm sure that there's another way to say it, but um, and Jeffrey knows me. I was somebody that was very, very shy. The fact that I even got into industries where I had to talk to strangers shocks me and certainly shocks him. But yes, yeah, I am an introvert, but I do love to talk to strangers, and I'm very good at it because I've had so much experience with it.
Yeah, so the reason I asked, by the way, Jeffrey has migrated to YouTube as LinkedIn apparently keeps dropping. So I can see you in the comments properly now, Jeffrey, and everybody else on Facebook and YouTube. But LinkedIn one is not. If anyone wants to move over to Facebook or YouTube, feel free to do that. So the connection doesn't keep dropping on LinkedIn because the two platforms are not getting on this week for some reason. But so and the reason I asked about the introvert thing, because I'm an introvert, so I understand the whole sometimes you have to just kind of channel your inner extrovert, for want of a better way to put it. But what would you say to somebody who says that, okay, that's all good and well, but then if you end up in a situation where you're constantly having to act, as you say, does that not drain you? Did that not drain you at some point?
No, no, no. It never ever drained me because I looked at it as evolving, becoming a better me, more of me, becoming different, so that I can get to where I wanted to go. I've always been someone that was driven, someone that was always interested in moving up and on in my career. And I recognized early on one of the most important skills that you must master is communication skills. And the first level of communication is visual, how we look. And so that was something that I had no issue with. But then it was those soft skills, those interpersonal skills, the skill of speaking to strangers, the skill of making people comfortable with you. Because after all, my career has always been in sales, multiple industries, hotels, financial services, the airlines, but the common theme and the transferable skill was sales. And I call sales just conversation, having conversations with people. And so, no, it was not draining. It was fun. And it was fun to watch myself evolving into this person that wasn't that person anymore, that shy person, that person that didn't have confidence. It was wonderful to watch myself evolve.
Sounds like a real experience in that sense, in that journey. Okay. Okay. Jeff says I first met Anne styling in her flight attendant uniform. She was killing it. I continue to learn from her. Her shy days are gone. I keep forgetting I can put this on the screen. There we go. There it was. So okay, awesome, awesome. But so you're a flight attendant and you did that for quite a number of years. I think it was about 12 years you did this?
I was a flight attendant for 13 years. And honestly, everything that I learned being a flight attendant trained me, taught me uh, how to be, who to be, what to be in corporate America, everything. It taught me to talk to strangers. It taught me leadership skills because I had to manage and coordinate flight. It taught me public speaking because I was shy. When I was a senior flight attendant, so I was making the announcements, but I was always hiding behind the wall, the bulkhead, but the wall. And as people were getting out, they would say, "Well, were you the one making the speech, the announcements?" I said, "Yes." And they said, "You have a wonderful voice. You speak so well. You speak so well." And I kept hearing that and hearing that. And so because of that, I gained so much confidence. And so instead of hiding behind that wall, then I stood out right in front in the center of the aisle. And that was how I gained confidence. And again, as I said, all of that, uh, those years of learning and being a flight attendant, it helped me tremendously in my corporate career.
Okay. And I want to talk about your corporate career, but there's something that you said is very interesting. You talked about communication is the most important skill that you can have, and that the first level of communication is visual. So tell us more about this.
Without a doubt, uh, we're seeing before we are heard. So people are making decisions about us either in a room or in a Zoom just based on what we look in this box or look in a Zoom. And people will be attracted to us if we have an impactful visual presentation, if we're someone that really, really cares, if that matters to us, and if we want to send that message, it's very, very important that visual presentation because with it, you can attract clients, you can attract a better job, you can attract your your sphere of influence, or it can also detract and it can hurt you as well if you don't have the right combination of a visual presence.
And what is that?
And I'm sorry.
Now I was going to say, what is that right combination? Because at the beginning you talked about there's all different styles and different ways that we can approach. How do we know that we've got that right combination?
Well, first and foremost, that's one of the reasons that you need an image consultant, really, or a fashion stylist, because so many people don't know. They don't know how to put it all together. And one of the things what happens when people get an image consultant or even thinking about one, well, they'll say, well, I don't want to change who I am. I don't want to change my look. I don't want to change. It doesn't change you. It makes you become more and better of who you are. It with a trained image consultant, and an image consultant is a trained professional. They're trained and certified. I belong to the Association of Image Consultants International. That is our industry association. And there are certain standards and certifications that we have. In image management, the components of image management, A, B, C, and D, are appearance. A is appearance, B is behavior, C is communication, and D is digital presence. So when you have someone that is certified in image management, they can help you put all of those components together. With our appearance, for instance, some of the things that image consultants do. And also, I want to correct a misnomer. People think when they say image consultants, they automatically think fashion stylists. They automatically think fashion, fashion, fashion. Yes, image consultants are fashion stylists, but that is only one of the things that we do. And as a fashion stylist, there's so many things that we do that a fashion stylist, unless they're certified image consultant like Liz Everett on this call, there's so many things that they know and they're trained. They're trained in color analysis. They're trained to know what the proper color is for your skin tone. They are trained in the proper fit for someone based on their body proportion. They're trained. They're also trained in helping the client have the right proportion, the right colors, the right textures, the right patterns. They're trained. We don't leave it to chance. Those are scientific facts. So that is why, again, as I said, if people don't know what to do, an image consultant knows what to do. A fashion stylist knows how to put you together to help you to look authentically like yourself. We don't change you. We just find the right combinations to make you more of what you are and who you are. And I have never, ever had a client that was dissatisfied. In fact, they're wowed. They are wowed because the people around them, their friends, their family, their coworkers, they absolutely see the difference. They are, as you say, they're noticed, they're remembered, and that's part of that visual presentation, that visual message that you want to
Yeah, really interesting. Gula on LinkedIn says absolutely that your clothing style is very important. The better you feel in what you wear, the more confident you are to sell when it comes to sales. Sales, she says, is learning to be very confident in yourself, and the clothes help to support that. So thanks, Gula. What would you say, Anne, to someone who's a bit cynical and they're like, well, we shouldn't really be putting all that emphasis on what we look like on the outside, because surely it's what's on the inside that counts. What do you say to people like that?
what is on the inside is everything. It is absolutely everything. But what's on the inside, you want to reflect it on the outside. And you reflect it by how you look. People don't know what you are like on the inside. How will they know what you're like on the inside? They're making decisions on you based on what you look like. Um, really. And honestly, it has helped me so much in my career. And I've created a new program. I'm putting the polishing touches on it in a room or in a Zoom. Image matters. I recall a time when I was in a room, I was at a conference, the National Speakers Association, and it was here in New York, and the national president was there, and I wanted to meet her. She's an incredibly dynamic person. And so we had a conversation. And I kept, noticing how she was really looking at me and studying me. And so she finally asked, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm an image consultant. And she said, you look like an image consultant. Another example, for the cynical, I was on a Zoom call. It was a networking group. It's a really, really dynamic women's networking group. And I was on one of the many Zoom calls that we had, and there were almost 50 people on the call. And then the person was getting ready to start her program, but then the CEO of the program, she said, hold on, hold on, hold on. She said, Ann Stills. And then my heart skipped a beat. I'm saying, why is she calling me out? And she said, who are you? You look amazing. So that's the difference. People are looking at you and they're making a decision about you based on what you look like. They don't know how brilliant you are. That's not going to shine through. It's not. But when you put yourself together so that brilliance can shine through, that is the icing on the cake.
I like that. And I love those stories. I love hearing you. When I first heard you tell them, it inspired me to just kind of have that extra edge on my Zoom calls, you know? Because yeah, it's so easy, and we'll get into it a bit later. But it's so easy, especially since we've all been working from home and a pandemic, and we're all wearing our shorts. Well, not all, not all, wearing our sweatpants and our shorts and jogging bottoms, and then just only dressing halfway. You know, it's so easy to just be and stay comfortable in your casual clothes. You know, but
But
yeah.
I have to say something about that. I absolutely have to say something about that. And I don't mean to offend anyone on this call, anyone that is listening, but it is time to get out of the casual. It is absolutely time to get out of the casual. You know why? Because we are creatures of habit. People have been sitting around with their pajama bottoms or their sweatpants, and psychologically, what that has done to us, it's made us comfortable. But not only that, it's not making us as sharp as we should be. It's not. And so I invite everyone, to get dressed up again, again, how whatever that means to you. If you want to wear a t-shirt, guess what? Elevate that look. Get your hair done, put lipstick on, wear accessories. And that's the key to elevate your look, even in your casualness, even in your comfortableness. Because again, it helps you to get into that frame of mind, that professional frame of mind. There is for anyone that's American on the call. I know that they know the American sitcom Seinfeld, and I showed you that video. It's called the sweatpants video, and Seinfeld. It's I'll just say a little bit of it. Seinfeld, he has a friend. He's always wearing sweatpants, and so he's coming in again with sweatpants. And so Seinfeld says, "Again with the sweatpants?" He said, "I'm comfortable." He said, "Do you know what you're telling the world? I'm comfortable, and I'm miserable, so I might as well be comfortable. I can't compete. I'm miserable, and I just might as well be comfortable." So again, the frame of mind, that dressing casual when you're actually doing business, again, you have that comfortable frame of mind. When you get dressed up, again, whatever that means to you, with polish, with polish, then you're going to be in a different frame of mind. I promise you.
I clip because you showed it to me, and it was absolutely hilarious. If anyone wants to see it, just mention it in the comments, and then either me or Anne will visit the comments later and drop the link into it, because it was only about 10 seconds or so. It was very funny, So yeah, definitely. But I'm gonna come to you, Disha. That's a good question. I'm gonna come to you, but I want to go over to LinkedIn because there's an interesting mini discussion that kind of happened here. Victoria, Elizabeth Hackbert, good to see you. And I like what you say about your style captions the essence of who you are. So it's important to use the opportunity to convey messages you want to put out to the world. Taking control of this area of your life is so meaningful. Absolutely. So let's talk about, because somebody mentioned this in the comments, and that's Donna. Donna says, I'm a jeans and sneakers girl. That gives me most confidence, So what do you say? So what if you're in an environment where, the standard is jeans and sneakers? Like, Mark Zuckerberg, he's always in some t-shirt and trainers, and he's like CEO of one of the top companies in the world. So what do we do in those kind of situations?
Okay. First, I'd like to thank Victoria Elizabeth Hackbart. Victoria Elizabeth Hackbart is my niece, my brother's daughter, and I love her. And she will tell you she's never, ever, ever, and she's known me all of her life, ever, ever seen me in jeans. Or yeah. Um, Secondly, to your point, I want to go to Mark Zuckerberg first. Yes, Mark Zuckerberg, he is in t-shirts and he is in jeans. Um, the t-shirts that he wears, they're very, 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 very high-end t-shirts, Laura Piana, and they're probably about $500. I mean, that's neither here nor there. However, let's put it into context. Yes, that's his look. However, when he had to go before a congressional Senate hearing, did he wear his t-shirts and his hoodies? No, he did not. He put on a suit and tie. So how we dress, it is in context to our audience. Um, for those people that are comfortable in jeans and sneakers, and there are many, many industries where you can wear jeans and sneakers. The creative industry, the tech industry, absolutely. And you know, I have another little short story about that. I was contacted by a reporter at the Wall Street Journal. He wanted to have my comment about this very same thing. You know, how do you dress? How are people dressing? It's so confusing right now. And he told me about a chairman of a Fortune 100 uh, investment firm, and someone was meeting with him to pitch him, and the person was from Silicon Valley, and the person had on, you know, just a sweater and a jacket, and he didn't have a tie on. And the gentleman, he was a little offended by that. And so the uh, the Wall Street Journal asked me for uh, my take on that. And my take on that is when you're pitching a client, you have to know who that client is and how that client is, even if you're from Silicon Valley. And honestly, they don't need to wear a tie anymore. They don't wear ties, they just don't. Um, but a button down shirt or a nice sweater with a suit jacket. Again, if you're pitching to a private equity firm or someone like that, an organization like that, for the people that work in tech and the creative industries, wear your jeans, wear your sneakers because that is the corporate culture. But I invite you to dress up the top. You know, wear your great jewelry, wear your great earrings, wear your great necklaces, wear your great scarf, dress it up, and really, really show your style. Because in the creative industries, that's when you can really, really showcase and show off your style. So absolutely wear your jeans and your sneakers if that is your style.
Okay. I love that helps, but yeah, I love it. So there's a place for everything, basically. There's a time and a place for everything, in a sense. Yeah.
Absolutely. As I said, I don't, you know, when I'm working with clients, I don't change who they are. I don't. If you're a jeans and a thicker kind of person, guess what? We're going to find some really, really, really great jeans, some really, really fashionable sneakers, and some great, great tops
I
and
love
jewelry.
it. I love it. Okay. So Jeffrey says, whenever someone asks Anne, what do you bring to the table? Anne's internal answer is, I am the table. And she sets the table so very well. I love that.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for that. And it's not about me being the table. It's not. It is about me having a certain standard. My standards are here. They really are. They always have been. And there's only a certain, there's always a standard that I'm always going to operate. And so when Jeffrey said something like, you know, I am the table, I mean, basically that is what he is talking about. You know, I bring my best game. I bring my A game. I bring my presence, my personal presence, my communication style, my ability to converse and to communicate with people. I bring my ability to make people feel good about me because again, as I said, I've been in sales my entire life, my entire corporate career, and that is the first thing that you have to do. You have to make people feel comfortable with who you are and how you are. You have to build a bridge. And I say this also for people that are entrepreneurs. Um, you have to be a salesperson. And again, when I say sales, I don't mean it. I'm talking about someone that can have a conversation with strangers and make that stranger feel good about you so that they can be open to listen to what you want to, what you're saying. And let's face it, people do business with people they like. And so the first order of the day when I was in sales was always to get the person to like me. And so how did I do that? I always found a common ground and I got the person talking about something that was of interest to them and something that excited them. When I was in their office, I might have looked at something, a picture or something in their office and, you know, talk about that. I have another story. I have a lot of stories. I had just started with an organization. I was in sales, and the CEO of the company, he accompanied me on on the sales call. And we actually we met with the person in their office, and then I saw, he had pictures of his son, and his son was a baseball player, and I could also tell that I can't remember what exactly, but I could tell that he was from the Bronx. And so I made reference to that and made reference to his son. Well, he lit up, and that was all the conversation. And immediately, shortly after that, he said, yes, we do business and there's some other things that we're doing, that we would like to discuss with you. Again, because I built a bridge with him. And then, it we went to lunch, and practically the whole conversation was, on a personal level. But then I was able to transition it over to business. Again, those communication, interpersonal skills that we must have. And then after the lunch, the CEO said, Anne, you're so masterful. I mean, there was so much personal talk, but you just easily transitioned it right back to business. So again, all of that is part of our image, the A, B, C, and the D, appearance, behavior, and communication. It's key to success in business, success personally, and just being happy.
Mm, wonderful. Zisha over on Facebook asked a good question earlier about choosing an image consultant, which we'll get to in a second. But there's a really good question here, and she says, "Do people ever judge you as too stuffy or uptight?"
No,
Oh,
no,
elaborate.
no, and no. I'm not in those rooms, where a person would judge me as stuffy or uptight. I have even what happens is people will always say, I really love the way you look. I love the way you look. So stuffy and uptight, no. First of all, stuffy and uptight is not my personality. Stuffy and uptight is not the way I dress. I dress with color. I dress with style. I dress with silhouette. I dress with fun. And there's nothing stuffy or uptight about the way I look and the way I dress. So no, I've never ever heard
Okay, good. Okay, so from your corporate journey, because I know you left the corporate world, and it was kind of dramatic how you left and launched your own business.
that.
So tell us about that. I know you had many years in corporate and sales and worked your way up in many areas, and then you start your business practically overnight. Tell us about that journey and that transition.
Yes. My journey from corporate into entrepreneurship, it was very, very swift. I've actually been doing what I've been doing for a very long time, for over 10 years. But it was always my side hustle. It was something that I did on the side. I was in financial services. There were people that I knew, friends that I had on Wall Street, and so I would help them. And before I knew it, I said, "Wow, this is fun. I mean, I could, make a business out of this. This is a real business." And then I found the image consulting industry. And then I found the Association of Image Consultants International. And I joined and I became a leader in the association with positions as the New York Tri State Chapter president for 3 terms. And I was recruited for that. I didn't raise my hand. I didn't necessarily wanted it, but they wanted me to do it. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And we made a lot of strides because I put my heart and my soul into the industry, into the chapter, and into our members. And then the second leadership role that I had with the Association of Image Consultants International was as editor in chief of the Global magazine. Again, I did not raise my hand. I was recruited and I didn't want to do it. I was very, very busy. My business was thriving. And I said no. And then the person that asked me, they said, can you reconsider? And so I talked to a friend and they said, Anne, that would be another way for you to promote your thought leadership and another way for you to really, really get involved in the industry. So I did say yes. And I have to say, it's a digital quarterly magazine. I've completed 5 magazines now, and it was and is one of the most rewarding experiences that I have had. One of the most rewarding and creative. I have never, ever been an editor in chief of a magazine, ever. Didn't know what to do. However, because of corporate, my training in corporate, my leadership, everything, I looked at it as project management. It was just project management. So all I had to do was find out, okay, exactly what I need to do, who I needed to get involved, what else I needed to bring in, all of that. And so I figured it out in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks, I figured it out. And it is so, so much fun. It is so much incredible, a great deal of work. It drives me crazy. But when I have the finished product, when we have the finished product, I'm so, so happy because the team has put their heart and their soul in it. The writers, they're incredible. The team that I work with to keep us organized, to keep the production on schedule, they're incredible. And I'm a visual person. I select every single image in the magazine. And then I look at my network and I also, because I read so much and I subscribe to so much, I'm always looking to see what's trending. And then I decide on the theme of the magazine, the theme on the magazine that is coming out in a couple of weeks. It's called The Mindset of Success. And again, a couple of things. First of all, it's a new year. So people are just kind of trying to decide, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to focus on? There was a great resignation. People have left. Um, they're they're entrepreneurs now. They're thriving. How do you get there? What do you need to do to get there? What do you need to do to stay there? And so you have to have a certain mindset. You have to have a mindset of positivity instead of having those doubts in your mind. Because when you're doing something new, or even if you've done it for a while, there's so many doubts that you have, and those doubts can and will hold you back. But when you believe, no matter what, and you keep that belief in front of you first and foremost, when you believe in yourself, then you just do it afraid.
Mm.
One of the things that I do that most people don't know, but my really, really good friends, they do know. I am a part-time usher on Broadway. I love, 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 love theater. I love performance art. Love it. There was one play that I was uh, working, and the actor, he was so, so good. And I get to talk to all of the actors, and it's so much fun, and get to know them and hang out, at the parties and all of that. Well, one actor, I asked him, I said, do you ever get nervous when you're on stage? And he said, well, no, not really. He said, because I've trained for this, meaning that, he's done all of his training, the schooling and everything. He said, I'm prepared, meaning that he's learned his lines. And he said, Bree, this is my calling. This is what I'm meant to do. So for all of those people that want to get out there and jump, which is what I did when I left corporate to go into uh, to do my own, to have my own business. Think about those three things and take that jump, because that's what I did. And I still have fear and I still have doubt. But again, I've trained, I'm prepared. This is my calling. So the fear goes away.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful. And Disha says, yes, great advice. Do it afraid. Do it afraid. But this is called Visible Woman on LinkedIn. So it would be a travesty if I do not talk about LinkedIn before we round up the show today. So, but I think the angle I want to go for, and because we're talking about how image matters, appearance and behavior, communication, etc., how do we best communicate our personal brand on LinkedIn? So I know that it's a platform that you're getting used to and you're growing into, and we're working on that together. But from a visual perspective or any angle that you want to take it, so from what you know about image management and the digital presence, how can we best utilize a platform like LinkedIn to project that personal brand that we're creating?
Right. Well, first and foremost, I have to say that LinkedIn is one of the best platforms, professional platforms to be on. If you are trying to do a few things or anything, if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to get a promotion, if you have a product that you want to sell, if you're a business owner, it is the best platform to be on, because this is where your target audience is. It is on LinkedIn. There's no place else to be. Yes, you want to be on Facebook, you want to be on Instagram. Those are very, very important platforms. And I am on those platforms as well. On those platforms, what I generally do is show my lifestyle, what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, that sort of thing. But on LinkedIn, it's different. I've actually been on LinkedIn for about a little over 10 years, because I've always been on LinkedIn. When I was in corporate America, I was on and off, but I've been on it consecutively for 10 years, and I haven't really done anything on it. But now that I am a business owner, now that I want to attract my ideal clients, now that I want to promote the services that I can offer people that they don't even realize that they want, LinkedIn, being visible on LinkedIn is absolutely invaluable. And that is when I found you, Mildred. You are very, very visible. And there were other people that were visible, but there was something about you that connected me with you. Your personality, first of all, you're very, very authentic. You're warm, you're friendly, you're enthusiastic. That is important to me, because the things that I am passionate about, I'm enthusiastic about it as well, just like you. Not only that, you knew what you were talking about. I mean, on your master classes, you're giving away all of this invaluable information. I said, wow, if she's giving away all of that, what is she not giving away, as a paid client? So that is when I became a client. And I must say, one of the first things that I told Mildred, I said, Mildred, I'm one of those people that you have to hold my feet to the fire because, I'm really busy, and I just, I have to stay on point, and Mildred keeps us on point. But there is so much actionable information that you give us in the Visible Woman's Workshop. I love this tribe. Not only that, we are in the this woman's tribe together. So there are other women, professionals, uh, business owners, people that are leaders that are in it as well. So we're learning together. We're inspiring each other together to be visible on LinkedIn.
I love it. I love it. This is wonderful. I'm so glad this is recorded, Anne. It is absolutely wonderful. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I know that for what you do, you are absolutely gonna thrive on LinkedIn. As we start to get you on that journey, letting more people hear about you. But we have a few minutes left, and I must ask this question that Disha asked, and she is saying, what should I look for when looking to hire an image consultant? First, I'm going to answer that for you, Anne. Disha, talk to Anne. That's what we're going to start with that. But on a broader level, Anne, how do you know what to look for and who to look for?
Right. Well, one of the first things that I would certainly say is there are many image consultants out there. There are many people that are very good. Um, if I was looking for an image consultant, seriously looking for an image consultant, the first thing that I would do is go to the Association of Image Consultants International. I mean, every major um, industry, they have an association. The National Speakers Association, attorneys, they have their own association. Bankers, they have their own association. And when you belong to an association, there are certain standards with the AICI, Association of Image Consultants International. Our image consultants are certified. That means that there is a minimum of what they need to learn in order to get their certification. A minimum. And that minimum includes everything that you need to work on the ABC: your appearance, your behavior, and your communication skills. You want to also look at someone's social media. Uh, whenever whenever I'm looking at anybody, the first thing I do is go on LinkedIn, and then I go on their social media. I see how they're showing up on social media, on Instagram and also on Facebook. I ask for a referral if that's what I need to do, and I have a one-on-one a conversation with this person. Again, as I said before, with all things being equal, if the person is certified, if they have those credentials. Uh, do you like that person? How are you connecting with that person? Does that person understand who you are and how you are after that initial consultation? That is that is what will sell you on that image consultant. How do I feel when I talk about that? Are they saying the right things? Are they saying the things that resonate with me?
Disha, I love that we're talking about, seriously, on a serious level, I would totally recommend that you start by talking to Anne and then see where you go from there, because she definitely knows her stuff in this area. So, Anne, oh my gosh, it's been honestly, that hour flew by quickly. It
Yes, it did.
absolutely flew by. And we are at the end of the hour. And I want to thank you so much for sharing so much with us about our image, and busting the myth that it's not just about the clothes that we wear. There's so much more
No.
to it. So I am definitely a convert since meeting you. I'm even more of a convert. But so what how can we get a hold of you? Obviously, I know we can find you on LinkedIn, but so are you happy for people to reach out to you via LinkedIn? And if they want to know more about what you do you have any
Yes,
courses,
yes. My,
anything else?
my, my information is on LinkedIn. My corporate email is on LinkedIn. You can DM me on LinkedIn. Absolutely, I'm open to a conversation, initial consultation, or just a talk.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. And before we finish, I have to say, they're taking the people are taking the masks off again, because it's a mandate. We don't have to wear masks anymore. And guess what? We've been women out there, all the women out there, all the ladies out there, we've been covering our face, our mouth for 2 years. 2 years. Nobody has seen our mouths really. It's time, and now that people are seeing your mouth, now it's time to put your lipstick back on. I am on Zoom calls 3 to 4 to 5 days a week, every single week. And I see people again, they're really comfortable in their homes. They don't have lipstick on. And when you don't have lipstick on or anything, it's a blank canvas. It's a blank canvas. We're women. Feel that woman power, feel that femininity. Feel it and put your lipstick on. If you don't wear lipstick, that's fine. Guess what? Put on just a little bit of gloss so that you can create and put something on that canvas on your beautiful face.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna take that as a top tip for us to take away, as well as everything else we had. Put on your lipstick. I got
Yeah.
mine on today, bright red. So yeah, and that is so awesome. That is awesome. That is very helpful because when you put it that way, blank canvas, you put that on. To be honest, lipstick is my go-to makeup. It's my one thing that if I'm trying to dress up, it's the lipstick. Forget everything else, I need my lipstick. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. But thank you so much. It has been awesome having you with us tonight. And yes, please, if you have watched this and this has been useful to you, it's been encouraging, inspiring, anything, whatever it's been for you, please drop it in the comments. Let us know. Reach out to Anne directly and connect with her on LinkedIn. So Anna, thank you so much for your time. We will definitely see more of you on LinkedIn for sure.
Thank you so much, Mildred, and thank you to all of your guests out there and anyone and everyone that is watching. We really and truly appreciate your time. It's in the middle of your day, the middle of your night, the middle of your very, very early morning, depending on where you are in the world. And we really do appreciate that you spent that hour with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. I will see you later. Take care now.
Bye.
Okay, so yes, this wraps up episode 3 of season 5 of Visible Woman on LinkedIn. And yes, as Anne said, we're so grateful to have had you here with us for the hour. And I am gonna sign off because we've just gone over time. But I just want to remind you that we've got two more this week. We've got one more conversation tomorrow about my final guest for this season 5. You absolutely love her as much as you love Anne as well. And on Friday, which is the final day, we're going to close out with an end of season party, a virtual party. What does that look like? You're going to have to find out. But I will be giving away some copies of my book, Start Being Visible, my LinkedIn playbook. And I will be sharing with you a little bit more about my journey to visibility, as well as giving you some insights into how you can start your own journey to being visible on LinkedIn. Now, Anne mentioned about the masterclass that I did, which is awesome because I am actually doing another free LinkedIn masterclass on Thursday, the 3rd of March. So if you're thinking, all right, if you're inspired by today's conversation and you want to start being visible on LinkedIn, and you want to build your image, all of that kind of stuff, your personal brand, LinkedIn is the place to do it. So this workshop is all about how you can start being visible and build a profitable business from LinkedIn. It's absolutely free, taking place Thursday, the 3rd of March, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. GMT. I don't know what that is in other parts of the world. Just Google it. But I would love to see you there if you can make it. Register for your free ticket at startbeinvisible.com /masterclass. And if you want to upgrade to VIP to get more one-to-one time with me, as well as some other bonuses, then you can absolutely do that as well. All the details are on that link, startbeinvisible.com /masterclass. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you're watching on replay, I also want to hear your comments and just put a hashtag replay. But thank you so much. And I hope that you can join me back here tomorrow for episode 4. And then we have that final one on Friday. Until then, that's it. Take care. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.